Hi, I'm Peter Birch. This week we're here at my place, having a look around at my collection, doing a little bit of maintenance and seeing what we've got just before we come into the breeding season. Welcome to CrittaCam. That time of the year as a snake breeder, I'm super excited. I mean, we've got all sorts of things going on at the moment. We've got animals still mating, we've got animals ovulating, we've got animals rolling or inverting themselves, trying to bask and get extra heat to cook those eggs. We've also got a few animals just like this beautiful female right here that have already laid eggs. And I mean, this beautiful little girl is a T+albino children's python, a spectacular animal. But we actually put her together with a marble children's to produce some double hets and hopefully produce, when those babies get bigger, put it back to each other, hopefully produce 1 in 16. Some beautiful looking creatures, a T-positive marble children's. I mean, the future's looking pretty cool for Antaresia. And I mean, I am an Antaresia guy. I am super excited. The marbled is one project that I'm really excited with, but also my favorite is this one here with the spotted pythons. This is the platinums. There is so much variation with the platinums, it's absolutely amazing. And this is a really white looking male. He's got a really lot of white tones in him. Some of them have some yellows in them, but this guy's really white. I can't wait to see what this guy produces with some of his siblings. I mean, it's so exciting. Got a lot of things happening here. We'll just go through and check out a few more. I mean, look at this little girl right here. Whoa. She just had a pre-lay shed, which tells us in about 30 days she's going to lay a nice clutch of eggs. And a beautiful little female like this, and you can see the egg lumps coming down there. She should lay anywhere between 8 and 10 eggs. She's got a little bit of a bite reflex right there, so she's still a little bit hungry, or she could be a little bit protective, the fact that, you know, I've upset her. Oh, she's got a nasty bite right there. Anyway, let's put it back in the box and we'll go over to the bigger room and see what's happening over there. This beautiful scrub python's gone through winter and come out with a bit of a dry shed. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take her out of the cage, hopefully without getting bitten, put her into this box which has got water in it, let her sit for about half an hour to 40 minutes to help break up or soften that really dry shed, and then we'll slowly but gradually remove that dry shed and give her a bit of release. Typically she's pretty well mannered scrub python. I know it's very unusual for scrub pythons. So we'll just see exactly how well mannered she is today. Like I say, she's got a bit of a dry shed. They typically don't like this, but it's okay, sweetheart, come on. I mean, look at that dry shed. You can see it's all sort of scungy looking. Come on, girl, into the box, into the swimming pool. Man, that went well to plan, no bites. So we'll check on her in about 40 minutes and then we'll give her a bit of a hand to rip that shed off. How exciting is this? Doing a routine maintenance this morning and found this beautiful carpet python sitting on eggs. So what we're going to do is we usually take the snakes off the eggs and we artificially incubate the eggs. The reason why I do that is I like to have a little bit more control of how the eggs are going. In an enclosure like this, the eggs can dry out or desiccate very easily. So that's the reason why I do that. So first of all, we need to take the hide off, and there she is. Look at her sitting there on her eggs. What a beautiful mama. You've done such a great job. Now the easiest thing for me to do is actually to scoop the whole lot, the snake, the eggs and everything out in one go. I can pull them out of the enclosure and then I can slowly unwrap her off the eggs, hopefully without her getting a little bit too nippy or bitey because she's very protective. And then we can take the eggs and look at the eggs a little bit more intense, see if there's any slugs in there or anything else. Oh, what a beautiful girl. Here we go. Come on, baby. Oh yeah. Get your fingers right up under there, under the whole lot, and look at that. And you end up with a beautiful snake and a big pile of eggs. And she's looking at me, she's not very impressed. So we'll take her now and get her off these eggs before she gets a little bit too nippy and starts to disturb the eggs too much. Come on, mama. You've done such a beautiful job. pretty important that we need to get her off the eggs without her destroying or throwing her body around too much. And carpets can be a little bit nippy, so we just need to slowly ask her to come off these eggs. As you can see, she's, oops, it's okay, girl. It's okay, mama, come on. Try and get these eggs out. Come on, mama. She's really got a good hold. I mean, some of these aren't adhering to each other, which is sort of good. There's a couple of slugs in there. We can get those off in a second. It's okay, mama, come on. And see how she just wants to really hang on to all these eggs? It's okay, mama. First time, mummy. Oh, there we go. So we try not to rotate those eggs too much. And look at mummy. She's out of eggs now. Looking a little bit thin there, but that's okay. We'll get a feed into her. Just give her a quick check to make sure there's no eggs left inside, because sometimes they can have an egg that's odd shaped or a little bit too enlarged, get stuck inside there and cause some issues for future breeding, and could also get infected. So she's looking really good. We'll put her back in a cage. That way we can get on with the eggs. There we go, mama. It's only a small clutch, but that's okay. I mean, the method that I like to use more and more these days is basically just a suspended method. You just have a grate here. I just pour a bit of water in the bottom. You don't need to go too crazy with the water. Just enough to, you know, probably about 5 or 10 millimeters in this very low tray. And basically that allows moisture to come up around the eggs, give the eggs exactly the amount of moisture or humidity that's required to let these eggs go full term, and stops them from drying out too much. Now we need to be very careful. I mean, a lot of people mark the top of the eggs, that's fine. I don't typically mark the eggs anymore. You know, you can break them up into 3s or 4s or whatever you want. I just find that it's a little bit easier if you keep them together as much as possible. Just try and weed out those couple of slugs, just like this. And you'll find that the slugs typically won't adhere to the eggs as much as the eggs will to each other. You can go through and try and separate all the eggs if you really want, and I mean, I've done that for years and years, but you do risk the problem of actually tearing the egg. I mean, if you do tear the egg, that's a bit of an issue right there. You've destroyed the outside protective layer, but you can repair the eggs, and I mean, candle wax is a wonderful thing to be able to repair the eggs. And I mean, you just got to slowly but gradually move your fingers in there between the two layers. I mean, it's probably not for the faint-hearted, this, but it does work. And the reason why we want to get these slugs out basically is the slugs will be the first point of decomposition. So they'll be the first things that start to break down, have a massive fungus or a bacteria outbreak, and it will definitely get away. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beautiful eggs from that Darwin carpet. The male is an albino, the female is 100% het for albino, which means on average, and statistically on average, each egg has a 50-50 chance of being an albino, and if it's not an albino, then it's carrying the gene for albinism, being a het. That's pretty cool. In about 55 to 60 days, we're going to find out and see exactly what the odds were for us. The next thing we do before we stick it in an incubator is I put a little label on it, letting me know exactly what's in the box and hopefully letting me know what I'm expecting to get, and telling me who the male and female is so I know exactly what's going on if I do produce something very cool. Now, just one other thing before I stick these eggs in the incubator. I guess I should candle the eggs just so you guys know exactly what we're looking at. I'm going to go right ahead now. I'm going to turn off all the lights and start candling. We'll candle a slug first, and then we'll candle a viable egg. Now, what do you need to use for a torch? Well, you can use something very simple. I mean, the old iPhone, it's quite an effective piece of machinery. And basically, here we go, we're going to stick a slug on there first. So there, it's bright yellow. See that nice big bright yellow? And the fact that it's smaller, it's a bit odd shaped looking egg, means that it's got no viable embryo inside there. It's got no chance of being anything. It's a non-viable, it's a slug. It's the epitome of reptile breeders, I guess. Here we have a viable egg, and I mean straight away you can see the blood vessels all through that egg. See, nice consistent sized egg compared to the rest of the mass, and you can see all those blood vessels right through that egg there. That's telling me that that egg right now is viable. It's got a nice little embryo in there that's going to start to grow and thrive and hopefully go full term. This scrub python's been soaking for the last 30 to 40 minutes. I mean, as you can see, that skin's coming off a lot easier now. A little trick is these little rubber thumbs. I mean, that's a little trick I learnt traveling the world, looking at other collections. I mean, look how much easier it makes this job, getting that dead skin off. And in no time soon, this beautiful girl is going to feel a lot better about herself. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's show, looking around my collection. Luckily enough, we found some eggs. Leave a comment below, let me know which was your favourite part of the show this week. Make sure to hit us up on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And if you haven't already, check out our YouTube channel over at CrittaCam. Until next week, thanks for watching CrittaCam.